So if you want to sit among those who are not so familiar to you, you may also do so. And then you may exchange numbers. And then later on you can start your networking. Because that is part of what this is about. Today is another beautiful day, not just with the salubrious climate that we have, clear skies with hints of puffy clouds all around, but the fact that we are here at this very noble institution, educational institution, that does training of all sorts and type. I know that the general public has this view that Bethlehem Moravian College, which has changed its name from Bethlehem Teachers College, does only teacher training. For those of you who don't know and who are new to our campus, we do so much more than teacher training. And today is an opportunity for you to discover all the other ambits and the other areas in which our students are engaged in training and preparation for the world of work. You will hear a lot more about those things from the different persons who will take my place in short order. I always say I don't like to keep people waiting, especially when you have to travel from far to be with us. And since it seems as if our house is almost full, I would like for us to start our day's proceedings with prayer from our in-house and very own Reverend Reginald Seymour.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read 6 verses from a New Testament book. Yes, so a few persons coming in. And then I'm going to ask you, just quickly, just listen to the verses as I read slowly and tell me something quickly that you learned from the verses. Just anything. Anyone may answer. So don't be afraid. You can't give a wrong answer on a Wednesday. It's from St. Luke 12. I'm reading from verse 16 to verse 21. Listen carefully and tell me at least one thing you learn about somebody in this story. Then he gave an illustration. A rich man had a fertile farm that produced fine crops. In fact, his barns were full to overflowing. He couldn't get everything in it. He thought about his problem and finally exclaimed, I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough. And I'll sit back and say to myself, friend, you have enough stored away for years to come. Now take it easy and enjoy yourself. What God said to him, fool, tonight you die. Then who will get all of this? The word of the Lord. Anything, the one thing that stands out in the story about from the anything, anybody? Don't be afraid. Nothing? What is that? Don't store anything. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. Quick before night come. You don't know what tomorrow may bring. Awesome. Don't be greedy. Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, you die, you can't take material things with you. Okay, awesome. Okay, quickly, I want to say something about this man. Normally, as preachers, and to in a business and trade setting, normally, as preachers, person just call this man the rich fool. But guess what about this man? There are some things I learned about this man. Even though he was hardworking. he was hardworking. So he was an honest worker. So you must learn about this man. Many times we don't highlight this. The second thing about this man, he had foresight. He had foresight because he recognized there was a problem. And he looked ahead as to what he would do. And he was not afraid to plan. Because many times we look at one aspect of this man in the Bible as preachers, and we say this one was a rich fool, but there are some things we can learn from the man. The only problem with this man is that he probably focused so much on material things and ignored his spiritual side. And because of that, he had misplaced trust in wealth. And he probably wasn't thinking about sharing his wealth with anybody else. And God was not pleased with that. So guess what? So when we read this story in St. Luke 12, notice something we can learn from this man. He was hardworking, he was honest, he had foresight, he wasn't afraid to plan. But the sad thing is that he ignored the spiritual aspect of his life. And so, as youngsters, I challenge you that you should always be hardworking. And some persons say, work smart. You should always plan ahead. You should have a level of foresight, but you should never leave God out of your planning. Never leave God out of your life. Never leave God as you go forward. Remember, the spiritual part of you is key, because at the end of life, that's all that matters. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your goodness to us. We thank you for giving us brain. We thank you, Lord, for giving us mind to think and to work and to act. Thank you for the energy of the mind and the spirit. And God, even as we use it to better our lives and to serve others, remind us, Lord, of the importance of giving you thanks, of recognizing that all that we have and all that we are come from you. So, Lord, we pray for this trade show today. We pray that you bless. And God, we pray that you redound to the good of everyone concerned. We pray, Lord, for our visitors especially, students and the leaders, that they learn much, they be inspired. And God, we pray that it will grow and be better even as we serve you here at Bethlehem Moravian College. Lead us, Lord, by your Holy Spirit, because we know that when he leads us, we are well led. This we pray in Jesus' name. God bless you.
God bless you too, Rev. And thank you very much for your inspiring words and for asking the Lord's blessing upon our days proceeding. Today is going to be a long day, but it's also going to be a very productive, wonderful, and beautiful day. And as we proceed at this time, one of the brains behind today's function, Ms. Lorian Gray, is going to do a welcome and give an oversight of all the different things that will take place throughout today. She's a final year student here at Bethlehem Moravian College. Ms. Gray.
Principal, honorees, guest speaker, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to our marketing seminar and trade show. This event is presented as a partial fulfillment of our grades for the marketing seminar and strategic management courses. It has been carefully organized by the 4BSBA marketing students with the guidance and support of the business department. As our group is relatively small, all members have come together to contribute in various capacities to ensure the smooth running of today's event. We hope you find the presentation insightful and leaving feeling informed, inspired, and empowered. We are especially pleased to welcome our honorees this morning. The business department is proud to take the opportunity to recognize and celebrate 4 distinguished graduates of Bethlehem Moravian College who have ventured into the world of business and continue to serve as an exemplary role models for all of us here today. A warm welcome is also extended to J students from V Black River High School, St. Elizabeth Technical High School, and Neen High School, who have traveled from their respective institutions to participate in our seminar and trade show. Your presence is deeply appreciated, and we are confident that your contributions and displays will enrich the overall experience and success of today's event. To our fellow students of Bethlehem, thank you for your continued support and engagement. Your presence helped to make this day a meaningful and memorable one. We look forward to a day of learning, networking, and inspiration. Thank you.
Ms. Gray, I thank you too for that welcome and introduction. And if I may add to, welcome to our students. I call them our corporate in schools that have traveled from their different entities to be with us today. We truly appreciate the effort that you made in coming to be a part of our family here today. And as I was sitting there, I was saying, can you imagine a few years from now, these same faces will be students here at Bethlehem Moravian College. We are speaking it into being because we know that it is going to happen. You don't have to travel all the way to Kingston to get that degree and to get the experience that you need to get and the training that you need to get. We offer everything here at Bethlehem Moravian College. And once you come, then you'll realize that we are the best place to be. Plus, you'll be close to home and family as well. Entrepreneurship Day seminar and trade show, and our theme, empowering tomorrow's entrepreneurs to innovate, to create, and to elevate. One sentence. Entrepreneurship is a process of identifying opportunities, creating businesses, and taking on the risk involved in building and scaling a venture, often driven by innovation and a desire to create value. A couple of months ago, I listened to one of our business persons here in Jamaica, someone we would consider to be a billionaire, because the family now operates a billion-dollar business. And one of the takeaways that I got from that is that all of us, especially if you live in rural Jamaica, you would grow up seeing chicken around your home or your neighbor raising chicken. And you look at it as them doing backyard farming to feed their family and to give away a few to the neighbors. But then here it was, a family had an idea that we are going to take the same chicken that you grow and feed and eat every day, and we are going to turn it into a billion-dollar business. I remember as a little boy, the days I used to see the best dressed truck with that dressed up chicken in bow tie and plaid shirt, driving past in my community. And we're always fascinated by the very picture of the chicken on the truck. But one of the things that we never took time out to look at is the fact that here is a business that a family has started that has grown exponentially into an international business now. Best dressed chicken, as you call it, is a big business in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. And then here comes CB chicken as well, Caribbean boilers. And I'm saying this to you because of the fact that this is something that some of us would have taken for granted. That I'm going to get a few pieces of board, get some chicken mesh, get some pans, and I'm going to start a little chicken business. Entrepreneurship is in play when you see that happening. That's a primest and the best example of what an entrepreneur is, taking an idea and growing that idea into what it has become, realizing a dream from something that many of us take for granted. As we go throughout the day's proceeding, we are going to explore that in detail. And so, don't get bored because it will not be a boring day. It is going to be an exciting day where all our presenters are going to expose us to the different ways in which we can grow an idea, because that is where it starts. Ladies and gentlemen, Bethlehem Moravian College is better today because of the leadership and the team that works here to make it into what it is. And we are going to continue to grow. But at this time, I'm going to call the head of entity, that's what I like to call it, our beloved principal, who has been with us for how long now, sir? 2 years? Not yet, a year and a half. Wow. Mr. Albert Korcher is going to address us at this time. So please give a listening ear to our principal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malcolm. Let me welcome to Bethlehem our esteemed panelists. A few of you probably would have walked the colored halls of Bethlehem before, so we're looking forward to that. To our final year students who saw it fit to organize a function like this, lecturers who have been part of the guidance, our own students, but more importantly, our very special guests this morning. I welcome you to the best institution at tertiary level in this part of the hemisphere, that of Bethlehem. So Malcolm would have mentioned, and I thought he was looking on my paper. So I prepared a speech, long 5-6 pages, and I put that aside. Because I want to talk to you this morning about something that is extremely critical, something that you are a part of already. Now, you should know that St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of the country, meaning that if you do the research, 35% of what the country consumes in terms of food actually comes from St. Elizabeth. Why are we saying that? That alone provides the foundation in terms of businesses. Now, a little background for me. I'm from Kingston. Had a stint in Malvern a couple of years ago while I was principal at Monroe College. But when I came to Bethlehem, I realized the potential for the establishment and the development of businesses in Jamaica. And that's what I want to spend a few minutes talking about. Mr. Malcolm looked at my paper. So we do a lot of small farming in Jamaica, whether it is crops, we do cows, chicken, you name it. And you may see yourself not as a business person, but that is where it starts. That is exactly where it starts. The fact that you have a plot of land behind the house, and you decide that, hey, don't let it waste. We have good rainfall, the soil is pretty good. The fact that you decide to plant, and then you may sell your neighbor, you're actually what we call an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship for a lot of people is a big word. And you don't see yourself as being an entrepreneur. But a simple way to look at it, small business. And the experience, the example that Mr. Malcolm used is one of the examples that I had. I happen to be close to I call them the chicken people. Small business, backyard, that's where it started. And so do not be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to start small. In my office, there's a little quotation which says, dream big, start small, but more importantly, just start. And so today, I challenge every single one of you that in your own area, in your own space, you have what it takes to be great entrepreneurs. And Jamaica is a typical example of small people moving into medium persons and then becoming very, very large. If you were to do the research in Jamaica, and you'll find that these multi-billion-dollar industries started very small. Some of them, the idea was just an idea. Started with their family members. And so you have what it takes. CB Chicken and the Best Dress, years ago, they never had the technology that you now have. And so by that cell phone that you have in your hand, in your pocket, is probably the most powerful tool for business now. Who would have thought that 10 years ago, you could stay in Jamaica and order something from China. And in 3 weeks, that's now at your doorstep. As a matter of fact, one of the latest additions in terms of business for Jamaica is that Amazon is now delivering directly to Jamaica. So let's say you have a small business, you want buying and selling some clothes. Some of you do that. You can go online with your cell phone. You don't need a computer. With your cell phone. And you can order from China, anywhere in the world. And you start your business. So do not be afraid to put your ideas down. Talk to persons around you. And take that leap of faith in starting your own business. Becoming an entrepreneur. The question then, is it that all business that we start, that have been started, that they have done well? No. For every one business that you see that is very successful, 5 would have failed. If you're in the science field and that gentleman who introduced the light bulb, I think he probably tried 5,000 times, and the 501 time it became what it now is. And so even if you fail, do not be afraid to pick yourself up and start again. So start in your own little space. Become the entrepreneur that you can become. Sir mentioned in his opening about coming in, and I, as the person from Stets, and he mentioned, sit not with the group. Everybody, you know everybody in your group. But part of business and doing well and being very successful is that of what we call networking. That's a new term for the young people now. You have to connect. So before you leave here today, students, our visitors, make a connection. Because that same connection may become your market. And market is where you buy and you sell your products. And for you to be successful, the bigger your market is, the more success you will have. Bethlehem, over the years, we have been noted for producing outstanding entrepreneurs. They've gone on to businesses. And you hear from 1 or 2 of them today. But it is your time now. And I say that because even at Bethlehem here, we have students who, if you live on the dorm at Bethlehem and you want to start a business, students, listen to this. You apply to the student services vice principal, you get registered, and then we allow you to run your little business. Business like what? So we have students who are selling sweets, they're selling stationery, pens and pencils. That is how and where it starts. So go back home, go back to your school, and try to find something new, something different. Because that is what is going to differentiate your business from being an ordinary business than one to be very successful. In business people tell you, we call it a niche market. You can look it up when you, niche is where you do something different from what the other persons are doing. Like for me, I said, I came down and I live on that side, so I look at Junction and I look at going that side. There is no laundromat, but I wear jackets a lot, dry cleaning to do the play. I'm saying, whoa, I need to talk to the bank to get some money to set up one. And nobody has done that. I don't know if it will be successful. I don't know if I haven't done the market research yet. But that is when we talk about a niche market. Try to find something a little different from what the person is doing. And you may be alone initially, but you have an idea. If you believe in that idea, then do not be afraid to run with it. Let's see what's happening around us. You'd have heard about Steve Jobs. His backyard. He decided to start Apple. Look at it now. One person. That is just an idea. And so we expect for a country to move forward, for a world to move forward, we expect young people like you to come up with these new ideas. Apple now, we know, is revolutionizing in terms of what is happening with communication and technology. Let's talk a little about Elon Musk. Who is he again? And we're not talking about the one who is advising the gentleman up there. But Elon Musk, the whole thing about SpaceX. Elon now is planning to take people, develop the spacecraft to take people up to space. Now, I'm looking forward to it. I don't probably think I can afford it. But that's what we call about a niche market. If you don't take any word from today, that's a niche market. Why? Nobody has done it yet. I think he tried 5 times and the thing exploded, but he's not giving up. Tells his type of motor car now that he's thinking about doesn't need a driver anymore. You sit in the car, you tell it where you want to go, and you're at your destination. That is an idea that somebody has put into practice. So your idea may not be as big as that one, but do not be afraid. Put your idea down and try something new. Another one I like is Richard Branson. Who is that? This is the Virgin Group. That's a big airline. Again, took a leap of faith. And the idea is that they are now doing extremely well in terms of revolutionizing how people travel. If you ever have the opportunity to travel on that airline and some of the larger airlines, make sure you do it. Don't worry about the cost. I was lucky enough, Mr. Chairman, a couple of years ago to represent Jamaica in China. Somehow we traveled on Emirates. It was the best experience ever. It cost me a whole lot. Because I decided that, again, it was new for me. I want to experience something different. So while the other 19 represented from the government, that they paid just for regular, I decided that I'm going to upgrade to first class. It was the best decision ever. The bed, the bar that was upstairs on an airplane. Somebody thought about it. It is now a big business. Another one that is critical that you know, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah has revolutionized what's happening in terms of communication. She now has her own network. First black person, black woman, to venture and to do well in that field. And so do not be afraid, as I said, to revolutionize, put your ideas down to make sure that it works. And so the objective of today is to expose our students to what is possible. And what is possible is not something that's going to take a whole lot of money initially. Upon leaving here today, think about an idea that can work. And I said, remember, it may be far-fetched. And when you discuss it with your friends, they may laugh at you and say, that can work? Absolutely not. Hold on to your ideas. Okay? Work it through. And then when you approach the bank may say, no, we're not going to invest in that. So you may have to find another way in terms of investment. But do not allow anyone to determine your future. You decide. And so leave here today with something new. Be empowered. Because that is what this trade show and this symposium is all about. Providing young people with opportunities. Providing networking so that when you go back to your institution, you can make a meaningful contribution. And for me, as I said, you know, entrepreneurship lies at the heart of transformation. What this country needs are more entrepreneurs. That's simple as that. You all see what is happening with the United States and the new round of taxes, and I don't know what is going to happen. There's currently what we call a trade war. So Mr. Trump decided I'm going to give 50% on China, and I say, I'm going to give it 50% on goods coming in. Trump said, okay, I'm going to give another 50%. That is what we call a trade war. And that is going to affect what is going to happen now in Jamaica and right across the world is that entrepreneurs, for example, in Jamaica, we're going to now have to start some of the things that we imported from the United States. We're going to have to start to develop businesses locally so that we can provide those products to ensure that our country survives. It is going to be an exciting, I call it, the next 3.5 years in the world, not just the United States, because Mr. Trump is there. So we're saying that it lies at the heart of transformation. More importantly, entrepreneurship is the catalyst for progress, for change. We have been struggling with debt in this country for 50 years. What will make us debt-free is when we develop and we encourage more entrepreneurs to provide local things that we can enjoy. It was the former Prime Minister, Michael Manley, many years ago, who fashioned the notion that we must eat what we grow. If you do that, no trade war will affect you. Absolutely not. And so I encourage you this morning as I close that be innovative, be visionary, and do not be afraid to make your dream a little better. Today we reflect on the journey, as we mentioned earlier, of some of those who have gone before us. I want the next Elon Musk to come from this room. That's what I want. I want the next Oprah Winfrey to be coming from this room. People laugh at them initially, but look at where they are. And so I welcome you. I welcome you to a great institution, the only tertiary institution in this part of the country. We believe that as an institution, we have to take the lead in how we educate this country. Entrepreneurship is an integral part of our development, of our curriculum, and we believe that we are on the right path. On behalf of the entire management at Bethlehem, we welcome you and wish you all the best for today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Principal, our very own Mr. Albert Karcher. Sir, I could stand here and listen to you forever. And I hope that the rest of us here felt inspired by what you have just presented to us. Because we are indeed full of talent, opportunities, and possibilities that we are sometimes afraid to explore out of natural fear. Who knows? Maybe a few years from now, we'll see an interview on the television where somebody said, I went to Bethlehem Trade Show and I felt inspired to create this new gadget or this new thing that I'm using now. Students from our cooperative schools, Hampton, Monroe, Lacovia, Hartros NTA, Maine, Black River, and Stets, welcome to Bethlehem Moravian College. Some of you were not here earlier when we started our welcome. One of the things that the Ministry of Education has started doing over the last couple of years is to introduce what is called STEM, or some people call it STEAM education, to our students, especially at the primary and high school level, because they want to develop what is called your critical thinking skills. Not that you could not think before, but they say they want to make a concerted and deliberate effort in developing our students' critical thinking skills, because we know, or they know, that once your critical thinking skills are developed, the sky's the limit. You may fail a million times, but that one time that you succeed, that one time may lead you to become the person who probably find a cure for cancer or something else that other person may have thought that it was impossible to do. With entrepreneurship, with STEM, there's nothing called impossible. Any and everything is possible, and the sky's the limit where that is concerned. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we gather here today, we want you to feel inspired, not just to look at what you see, because you may see some of the same things that you see everywhere else, but then it may spark an idea in your head to do something different. It may be packaging for a product that has been around forever. Those of you who like to refresh yourselves at different places in our country, I was told a story some time ago about those little umbrellas that they like to put on drinks to decorate them. So you go and you order pina colada, or you order rum cream or something else, and the bartender take that little umbrella thing that is made out of matchsticks and put on top of the drink. Just imagine the person who has the patent for that. Just imagine the person who created that and is making millions and millions and millions of dollars out of that little one thing that you take for granted. So as you view our displays today, as you see all the best of our students on display today, you may come up with an idea and say, that product that is over there that has been around for as long as you can imagine, I can find a better and a newer way to do it. And you remember bread that many years ago as a little boy, a bread couldn't last very long. After a few days, the bread spoiled. And I realized, I don't know if the ladies in the house or those of you who shopping now, realize that many of the bread have a longer shelf life than before. You ever wonder what caused that to happen? It's creativity and innovation, you know. It comes from the mind of people like you, and that is what we want you to do. Think of all the possible things that you can do in your life. Chat enough, so we are going to move right along. I noticed that my next presenter, I hope she's still around. Doctor, oh, you have moved. Oh, I left her here. I didn't know that she had moved. So at this time, I'm going to call one of our very own, Miss Dornia Dunkley, to introduce our first speaker. Please give a listening ear to Miss Dunkley and then to Dr. Tatum Brown.
Good morning, everyone. Our first presenter is the accomplished and forward-thinking Dr. Tatum Brown, a senior lecturer in the Information Technology Department at Bethlehem Moravian College. Dr. Brown is widely respected for her innovative approach to education and her pivotal role in advancing digital literacy and instructional effectiveness among academic staff. She has led several impactful workshops focused on integrating artificial intelligence and cutting-edge software into the teaching and learning process, empowering faculty to leverage technology for enhanced classroom engagement and academic outcomes. Dr. Brown is also the founder of Perrine Empowered, where she serves as a training and development consultant and motivational speaker. Through this platform, she equips individuals and organizations with strategic tools for leadership development, instructional design, and personal empowerment, guiding them toward transformative personal and professional growth. In 2024, she expanded her influence as a director at Empowered Digital Solutions, MDS Limited, a technology-driven company committed to transforming education and business through digital innovation. MDS provides tailored solutions in IT leadership, organizational psychology, universal design for learning, instructional design, and assessment, empowering educational institutions, large corporations, and SMEs to enhance efficiency and embrace innovation. Dr. Tatum Brown's blend of academic excellence, technological expertise, and motivational leadership positions her as a leading force in shaping the future of education and enterprise. Her dedication to lifelong learning and empowerment continues to inspire excellence across sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Tatum Brown.
Thank you so very much, Darnia. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Corcho, our principal, vice principal of academics, Dr. Sharon Gardner, I'm not seeing her, but on the program. Our vice principal of student services, Mrs. Claudine Blight-Miles, the organizing team for this entrepreneurship digital marketing seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, colleagues, fellow honorees, I just want to say a pleasant morning to you all. It is indeed a pleasure to make a presentation on the role of AI. Good. It is indeed a pleasure to make my presentation on the role of AI in digital marketing. For me, I don't like when I don't have a lot of time, but equally I don't like when my presentations are just for persons to I don't like when it's just observation. So for me, first and foremost, we are going to be using our tools. Do we have internet access? All right, good. All right, so entrepreneurship, you can't go wrong being an entrepreneur. All right, it's not easy. It's a whole different skill set. It's a whole different approach from being an employee. And there are many times when persons, I'm just starting that, quick thing. All right, just starting off with saying that it's a different mindset for being an entrepreneur as that of being an employee. Because being an employee simply means that you are in a system that is already structured and you are just completing whatever task is done for you. Being an entrepreneur means that you have to now be innovative and you have to be the one setting up the system that others will work in. Do you understand that? As the entrepreneur, you know, if you're sitting waiting on somebody to tell you what to do, how to do it, and so forth, that's not going to work. Entrepreneurs are go-getters. They identify pain problems, they see problems in the environment, and they come up with innovative solutions. All right? So sometimes persons, I wish me to have my own business. It is not that easy. All right? It takes a lot of dedication, discipline, and determination. All right. Now, getting a little echo. Let me just run right on in to my presentation because I do not have a lot of time. I'm not going to be doing all my slides. I just like to have structure because when we have structure, it makes it the time. It allows us to use our time more efficiently. All right, so I have a quick quiz here. I want us to, those of us who have internet access, to just go to menti.com. Menti.com. It's a poll rather, not a quiz, because some people when you hear quizzes start get shaky and start wonder say some exam and some grading. Just pull out your tools, guys. All right? Pull out your tools. So we're going to go to menti.com and we're going to enter the code 71097320. Pull out your devices. Menti, MENTI.com. Menti.com. The code is 71097320. Let me just hop on over there. 71097320. So once you go to menti.com, it's going to ask you to enter the code for the poll. All right? And the question that you'll see first, there are two questions there. We're answering the first one. What do you currently use AI to do in your digital marketing efforts? And I know we have students here, but some persons are probably saying, but I don't even have no business nor anything. I have two questions. Let me see what is happening. Let me just pull up. Don't worry yourself. I have two questions. I'm not sure why it's pulling up the first one, the last one. I think probably if you click the back button or so, it should take you to the first slide. No back button? Back to the question? All right. All right, no problem. Let me just get over there to see what is happening. Everybody's using the smart room. The smart room connection. Not everybody? All right. Because it's very slow for me. No Wi-Fi. Let me try to get my Wi-Fi. All right, let's try again. All right, let's change the code, guys. These tools, these platforms that we use, we have to understand that sometimes they just act a certain way. So between fixing, creating, traveling, and everything, something happened. The code seems as if, let me see now, menti.com. Type the code again. It seems like it's the same code. 7109. Try again. Just refresh. Not sure what happened there. 7320. Let me know if you're seeing the question. What do you currently use AI? You're seeing that question now? Tell you about technology. All right? Good. So I want you to quickly answer. What do you currently use AI to do in your digital marketing efforts? Quickly. Is it to explore? You'll see the information there. Is it that you use it to explore, for single task automation, for co-creation, content co-creation? Is it that you use AI as a co-pilot to help you in data analysis? Is it for cross-functional intelligence? Do you use it for that? Do you use the AI to see how it can tie up all the different parts of your business or of your endeavors, whatever it is that you're doing? Do you use AI for cross-functional intelligence? All right, somebody's, whoa. Have some people inside here, yeah, so we see that, yeah. Poll is going up. So a lot of persons use it for content co-creation. And we have some persons in the house who are using AI. Yes, but it's a lot of likes going up. Yeah. All right. So this is a tool that we can also use to capture data, and it also has AI embedded in it. It's called Mentimeter. All right, and we can use this as we are communicating, as we're having meetings among our marketing team, or if it's not even a marketing team, because as an entrepreneur, we know that when we start out, most time you are everything. And then say, well, they have this thing, they say like, you are head cook, buckle washer. Yes. So that's what, when you start out as an entrepreneur, normally you are the head cook, and you have to wash your buckle them, wash your plate them, you have to serve. Not true? Come on, people. Am I talking to entrepreneurs? Yes, man. And so AI becomes very important to us. You know why? If we can leverage AI, we can automate some of the things that we do as head cook and buckle washer. We can automate some of these repetitive tasks. And so we can get back more time to do what we want to do in terms of the creation of our product or service and interacting with our customers. All right? So yes, don't know what happened there. All right, good. So we have a lot of persons, most persons are using it for single task automation, all right, and for content co-creation. You know what I love about this? No matter where you are on the poll, it shows that you are using AI. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder. You are, hold on. Yes, man. All right, so let's continue. So make note of some of the tools that we're using, you know. So this one that I used is called Mentimeter, and it had AI embedded in it. So now we are looking at getting some insights. So how is the digital landscape with AI in 2025? How is the digital landscape with AI? Do you think that AI has any future? Research shows that over 82% of marketers, as we speak, are leveraging artificial intelligence in their marketing effort. And before I even go any further, when we think about marketing, remember it's all about getting persons aware of your brand, right? Right, everybody? It's about getting persons aware of our brand. And so the larger companies that can employ a marketing team, what you find is that these teams are leveraging AI in many different ways. And some of the ways that we saw there a while ago in the poll alluded to the fact that these are some of the ways how we can use the AI. Another poll. Let's go to, we're going to move to the second page. To this, oh, person's answer already? All right, okay. All right, so how can young entrepreneurs use AI to solve their current problems? And the current problems that young entrepreneurs might find as you use technology, you might find that you have to do a lot of manual tasks with the tools. You might find that you have a lot of siloed or isolated tools. So you have ChatGPT over there that you can use for to generate content. You have Canva AI that you can use to create your presentations. You have your TikTok and your other social media tools, all right? You have all these tools, but they are not integrated, right? People, we're using the tools, but we're not seeing a lot of integration. So here, we're seeing that most persons here gave the correct answer. How can you as an entrepreneur with all this innovation and everything, how can you use AI to solve our current problems as entrepreneurs? And indeed, we need to take our best practices. Think about what you do. So I have some teachers in the house. Tell me some of the things that some of you aspire to do as entrepreneurs. Anybody? Show of hand, what problem are you trying to solve? Because an entrepreneur is solving a problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the profits. If the problem is so tiny, then whatever you do, you're not going to make anything out of it. But some of us try to solve problems that nobody have any problem with. All right? So, I love to tell people, you want to make money? Find the biggest problem. And find a solution, an innovative solution to the problem. So, my question, probably you don't have anything in mind as yet, but what problems do you see around the place? Probably you can't put your, yes, go ahead, I see your hand up. The lack of artisan, all right, and so we're hearing about, special cafes, all right? Anybody else? Thank you, sweetheart. You don't have any other problems that you can identify around the place? Tell me a problem you have in your school, students. Yes. What about the canteen? The canteen, I know just, what can they do at the canteen to make your life easier? Bring KFC to the canteen. That does sound like AI solution. Go ahead. We're sitting with the KFC on our right. Done to order lunch electronically to cut out wait time. So there is a problem. The problem that she has identified is the long wait time for lunch. And so she's saying that we should automate, do some form of automation. And whenever you can identify the processes that you have to engage in, whenever you can identify the processes that you have to engage in, you can look to see how can I automate or code, how can I create a code to automate it, all right? And when I automate, I can then save time for myself to do other things that cannot be easily automated. So whatever entrepreneurship venture you're thinking of, when you start this, just think about, all right, what are some of the repetitive tasks? How can I automate it? How can I create codes? And how can AI help me with these codes? And with that being said, I'm going to just take it because we don't have a lot of time. I'm not going to go through, as I said before, not going to go through all my things, but I'm going to just go down. Good, to this particular slide here. So as an entrepreneur, as a business person, the most important thing to you is your who. Who is the most important person to any business? Who is the most important? So, as I was talking about coming up with a plan to automate, if we're all entrepreneurs here, then it's important for us to understand the customer journey. The journey that the customer goes through. And if we understand the customer journey, then we can find ways to make the different levels or the different parts, the different stages of the customer journey easier for them. And we can find the right kind of tools to make it easier for our customers. So starting off, the first stage of the customer journey is what? You can see it? Create. It's a little tiny. And at the stages where we try to attract and generate awareness. Because if people don't know so you offer the product or service, you're not going to get any customer from them. So the first stage of the customer journey is to create awareness. So you need to make note of these things. And we need to now look at what tools can we use to create awareness. What tools can we use? What social media and other, because it's not only social media. How can we get customers or potential customers or people in general to know that we exist? We need to create awareness. Can I hear from you some of the tools that you can use? How can I get people to know that you're offering hairdressing or barbering or welding? TikTok. Everybody love TikTok. Give me some other tools. I heard flyers. The flyers wouldn't fall under digital marketing. All right? But they would still create awareness. I like the fact that you mentioned flyers, you know. Let me ask you now, what would be a drawback, a limitation to the use of flyers to create awareness as opposed to the use of TikTok, YouTube? What would be a drawback? What would be a limitation to the flyers? Social media can be more long-lasting, yes. Not only that, but farther reach, yes. So with digital marketing tools like your social media platforms, you are able to reach farther than you would with traditional marketing. Very, very important point. All right? And so the first thing, we could go on and on with what we can do here. So let's look at some of the things that some of the things that entrepreneurs can consider and tools that we can consider here. All right? And you mentioned some. Social media marketing, search engine optimization. So persons put in a search on the web, and that's SEO, search engine optimization. You put in a search on the web, and persons are able, once your business is listed properly, then when persons search for businesses within a particular region, your business will appear as long as it is within the keywords or the nature of the business. So if you're a salon, like for me, I live in Lona, and let us say I search for restaurants. Once the restaurant has, completed all the necessary information and, set up themselves and have SEO, search engine optimization enabled, what will happen is that everybody within that region or in that particular area, once you search for restaurants, all the restaurants that are set up can easily come up in the search hits or results. All right? So when you're doing your business, you want to have these kind of things so that even if a person don't know that you run a restaurant, when they search for it, you will appear as an option. Search engine optimization is what we call that. All right? And then we're going to, after we create this awareness, the next step in the customer journey is to convert them. All right? So you don't just want them to become aware, say you have a salon, but you want them to say, hey, me see one salon for TikTok, And the girl bad, you see? Yes, man. The girl has some style, them wicked like me, I tell you. Me have to find her if you go get me hair done. Or me see one barber and him do some wicked style haircut. And me have to go find him. So here you want to convert them from just being aware to want your product. So whoever they're using now, you want to make sure that you get them, you hook them. You want them to consider you as an option. All right? And so you want to turn your visitors into prospects. That's what this is about. What tools can we, or what strategies? We can set up things like an ebook, a little manual. All right? So we can use things like Canva to create a nice little ebook about how to, or some FAQs, frequently asked questions. And so these persons can get answers. All right? So the tools there, we could use Canva. All right? And Canva has this nice little AI feature built in to guide you through creating beautiful visual ebooks. All right? So we can use several tools. We also talk about making our landing page for our website very attractive, very dynamic, very engaging. All right? This is one way how we can turn our visitors into prospects. Let me see the hands of those who have been to some websites, and the website, once you land on the page, is like if a restaurant, if food just look nice. You ever see that yet? Like you go to some website, and you just wow by the landing page. The landing page, that first page on the website. So as you're looking at entrepreneurship strategies in digital technology, think about things like, how can I make my landing page so engaging that it actually hook the persons who come and make them want to try out my product. All right? That is what we can do there. And you can use other tools, AI tools like chatbots. I know that you guys have experienced chatbots. All right? Where you go to a site and you say, hello, how may I help? Never see that yet? No answer me, no? You never go on a website? Yes, chatbots. All right? And so the frequently asked questions can be built into this bot. And so instead of you having to answer all phone calls and have to have a whole help desk and everything, you can use AI to create bots for different purposes. One of them is your nice little AI assistant on your website. All right? So think about that. Chatbots. All right, gonna run through this quickly. Close is when you make the sale. So you engage them. Now they want you to do the service. You want them to pay, because some people can come and them dance on a thing and say, man, you're best, you know. You're best, you're best, you're best. But when a time them run, go do them thing, I want next place, or them buy them food elsewhere or so. Now, very, very important. How do you close your sale? How do you make it into a sale? How do you make the prospects pay? All right? And so the close stage of the customer journey is very important. So we don't want them to just visit and look and say, man, your thing really look good. Man, your thing dapper. You think wassy. You think this and all of them big nice word there. And then when you look them gone somewhere, you want them to pay. You know, just fix up a nice website and spend so much money on digital marketing effort. And then people only go tell them, man, your website, the best website since when I went. Me want you come pay some money. Yes, because that's what you set it up for. All right? So we need to turn our leads into paying customers. And we can think about strategies like your automated emails. So we can set up automated emails. We can use AI tools to set up automated emails. And we have to use the right kind of tools too, because sometimes these automated emails, they go to junk mail. So you have to find the right kind of AI tool for email automation that will help to bypass, you know, the junk, going into junk, because you really want persons to actually be reading and checking out and seeing what you are sending to them. All right, and we have retain is the last one. So here, after they pay and you feel good, that's not the end of the customer journey. You want to build brand loyalty. Anybody can tell me what does that mean to you? Brand loyalty. Brand loyalty. When you say somebody loyal to you, what they do? And that's you when time one little star. They must support you. Yes, they are referring others to you. So after they pay, you want these persons to be so loyal to your brand that they refer other people to your product or service. Are we together? So remember now, sale is not the final step in the customer journey. All right? You need to work with the customers after you sell to ensure that they're satisfied, they're comfortable, their voices are heard. You look at the reviews on social media, you look at the Instagram reviews, you look at the reviews, the after sale, when persons purchase, when you go on Amazon. Let me see the hands of those who, before you buy anything on Amazon, you look at what past customers. Una not do that. Una buy nothing online. Before me buy anything online, I want to know what the previous customers had to say. And if when I look over there, me see 1 star and half a star and one whole heap of, because I take you turn out of that the website. Go in and turn right out. Yes. All right? So you want to ensure that your customers are comfortable. And so you want to build brand loyalty. When they're comfortable, if there's a problem and they share it with you, try to address the problem as quickly as possible. You have to use tools to engage your customers. So we talk about loyalty program. So if a person buy a particular thing from you, you can set it up where you have a marketing campaign or an ad where, or ad campaign or something, where all returning customers get a discount for a particular period. Or, you understand those kind of things? So we have things to make our customers, current customers, feel good. And if you refer people, you get something. You understand? We talk about loyalty programs. So you have to find ways to make your customers feel welcome and engaged. The final step in the customer journey is to expand or cultivate. Expand or cultivate. And by this we are saying we want to grow the customer lifetime value. So what tools can we use? You have so many tools. I don't even like to tell person that this one tool or this two tool or these 3 tools. There are many tools. It's not even about the tool. It's about your strategy. It's not about the tool. It's about your strategy for the integration. And so you want to expand. You want persons to benefit. You know, you can have bundles. You can have exclusive offers and all of those things. And we can find tools for those things as well. And finally, I have a little assessment that I created using AI. For this one, I use the tool Chat GPT. And for this one here is to check your AI maturity level. This is a tool that has 5 levels to it. And I want you guys to quickly check and let me know, and then we'll wrap it up here. All right, so we're going to go to another site. Let me tell you where you're going to go to complete this one. Go and take a little time, write it down, and try it. Check out this tool. Sites.google.com / don't leave out anything, you know. I want you to try this assessment. Sites, .google.com / BMC, as in Bethlehem, bmc.edu.jm / AI maturity level, or no space in between, AI maturity level. So I use Google Sites for this. AI maturity level / home. So it might be a little long because I just use Google Sites to create it. Click enter, let me know if you're seeing the tool, if you're seeing the, let me repeat it. Yes, let me repeat. You're gonna go to sites, you're gonna type in the URL, sites.google.com / BMC.edu.jm. / again. And you're going to write out AIMATURITYLEVEL. AI maturity level. How mature are you with AI? Because some people feel like you just jump on every tool like a bandwagon kind of thing. But you need to check how mature are you. What's your maturity level with AI? Anybody is in? AI maturity level? Nobody is in? Once you type sites.google.com /bmc.edu.jm /AIMATURITYLEVEL Let me see who is the first person. I wonder if I have anything for the first person. Somebody is in? All right, so we have some gifts. I think you have some gifts. The first person, we have somebody over there who is in. Person over there, yes, hand out something to her. Anybody from the high school level that is in? Are you on the assessment tool? It says read. And it should take you to this particular assessment instrument. Entrepreneur AI Maturity Level Assessment. And the first question on it is, do you currently use any AI tool in your business? And you're going to click on the down arrow. Click on the down arrow and select the option that best suits you. Do you use any AI tool? It's just five questions, guys, not a long one. 5 questions. Anybody finish? What is your level? What is your maturity level for AI? Are you at level 1? Level 2? Do we have any level 5 in the house? Going once, who is the first person to get your maturity level? AI maturity level. Complete the 5 questions and click submit and let us hear. What is your AI maturity level? How are you Somebody said 2? Somebody said 2? All right. So what does 2 mean? Tell us what tools are suggested to you at 2, level 2. What's the title of level 2 AI maturity? Basic, you're dabbling with AI, and is that true? Is that a true reflection? Are you dabbling with the tools, playing around? Yes. Okay. All right. So we have persons who are at the basic level. Anybody else? It says you're dabbling. Did it suggest any AI tools? Just a minute. 4. Did it suggest any AI tools? What tools were suggested? All right. So when you are as a digital marketer and you have to prepare your campaigns, your digital marketing campaign, you can use your AI tools to help you to prepare these email campaigns. All right? Look for content and structure all of that. All right, next person. One more and we move on. So you have the tool, you can check it. Number 4, somebody is at 4. What is that level? What's the title of that level? AI enabled. So this person is at the level of being AI enabled. That's the level of maturity. What does that mean? The person is leveraging AI across multiple channels and predictive analysis. So you are encouraged to use things like Google Analytics, all right, to analyze your data and make predictions. All right, so guys, I'm gonna stop there right now. I really do want to encourage you to continue to leverage different platforms, social media platforms in your entrepreneurship venture. All right, there are many tools. There is no one correct tool. All right, it's all about how we think and how we use the tools to help us. So you can use the tool to help you to create content, whether it is contents for your labels, for your flyers, for your emails. You can, another very important thing is to use templates. So instead of doing everything from scratch, generate templates to help you. And those who have not yet started using the AI tools, start small. Start small and see how, reap the benefits, and then that will motivate you and boost the momentum. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. All the very best.
Doc, I could sit and listen to you for the entire day. One of the things that I noticed, and you would have picked it up as an ICT specialist, is that our generation nowadays like to hold down the head like this. And they are in their phones and on their smart device every minute of the day, and you were able to get them to be engaged in that part of the process that they are so very well used to. Yes. As we move along, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to do a bit of adjustment to our program. We at Bethlehem are extremely proud of a group of students that has formed what is called the Bethlehem Music Society Choir. They have been performing all over St. Elizabeth and has garnered a lot of attention, a lot of accolades, and recently at the JCDC competition in Santa Cruz, they were able to enter 29 pieces, and I can tell you that all 29 pieces have been selected for national representation sometime later on this month. So at this time, I want you to just relax a little and you listen as they serenade you, or serenade all of us. BMC Musical Society, please come. Let them feel welcome for me.
I shall not fear the arrow by day, nor shall I fear the terror by night. The God who governs angel armies have set encampments around me. Whom shall I fear? 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 The God God who governs. Angel army has set encampments around me. Whom shall I fear? 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 The God who governs. Angel army and government around me. Whom shall I fear? Who can stand against the Lord? For no one can, for no one will. Who can stand? Who can stand against our King? For no one can, for no one will. Yay. Yeah, yeah. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to him. Yes, victory belongs to him. Victory, yea, to him. And all we ask is that you say, well done.
Excuse me, or technology again. If I were to describe that performance a while ago, it was just absolutely amazing. Yes, we could sit and listen to them as they serenade us every minute of the day. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'm going to call Miss Lachey Gordon, who is going to be introducing Stevel. I've never heard that name before. Stevel McKellop. Miss Gordon.
Everyone, good morning. So I'd like to start off by saying Mr. Stevel McKellop is a distinguished entrepreneur, mentor, and a business advisor who has devoted his professional life to empowering individuals to start and scale successful enterprises. His career is marked by a steadfast commitment to fostering financial independence and long-term economic sustainability among emerging and established entrepreneurs alike. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Tropical Gold Bee Supplies and Services, a leading entity in Jamaica's aquaculture sector. The company is renowned for producing, packaging, and distributing premium quality honey to a wide range of clientele across the island. So, Under this, Mr. McCulloch's leadership, Tropical Gold not only delivers superior products, but also campaigns environmental conscious and sustainable beekeeping practices, thereby balancing and supporting local farmers and preserving the ecological balance. In addition to his entrepreneurial pursuits, Mr. McCulloch serves as an advisor in the board of directors in the Hanover Bee Farmers Cooperative. There are many roles that he plays in shaping the future of sustainable aquaculture in Jamaica. He also oversees commercial properties within the real estate sector, further diversifying his business portfolio. So currently, Mr. McCulloch holds a position as business advisor for Region 5, comprising the parishes of St. Elizabeth and Manchester at the Heart Trust/NSTA Trust Apprenticeships. So in this capacity, he provides strategic guidance and support to aspiring and current entrepreneurs, helping them transition ideas into viable growth-oriented businesses. His contributions have significantly advanced the entrepreneurial ecosystem within the region. Beyond his professional achievements, Mr. McCulloch is professionally dedicated to mentorship and youth development. He is especially active in the Adventist community, where he encourages young individuals to recognize and harness their talents for meaningful and transformative impact. A strong advocate for lifelong learning, he consistently invests in his own growth through avid reading and personal development, particularly in areas of business, finance, and investment and leadership. Mr. McCulloch exemplifies excellence in entrepreneurship, community service, and personal integrity. His dynamic leadership and unwavering commitment to empowering, continuing to inspire those he serves and mentors. Please, I'd like everyone to give Mr. McCulloch a warm Bethlehem welcome.
Thank you for your kind introduction. I want to extend a warm welcome to everybody. I'm going to cut to the chase because the time is overcast. I know there's some person that may be hungry because it's 12 o'clock, right? But I want to say that I'm really grateful for the opportunity to actually speak to you today. I want to talk to you about three things. First thing, I want to speak to each of you individually. Secondly, I want to touch a little bit on entrepreneurship. And then thirdly, I want to tell you what is it that Hartford has to offer as it relates to grants for small businesses. Many years ago, the government was building a road, a highway in India. But in the process of constructing this new highway, they encountered a difficulty, right? And the part of the highway was a temple, and this was a Buddhist temple. And this temple was there for many years, many years. The government had spent millions in constructing the highway up to that point, and it was difficult for them to abandon the entire project. So what they resolved to do was to relocate the temple on a hill. They brought in archaeologists and scientists and many persons. Then they took the cranes, different machinery, and they began to take down the walls of the temple piece by piece and other areas that were poor structure, and they began to put it on the crane to move it. So while they were in the process of moving it, guess what? When they finished moving the outside, there was the big structure of this Buddhist inside. As they began to move it, they put the chains on it, the arm fell off. Then the other arm fell off. And then a lot more pieces began to fall off. Anyway, they were managed to be able to put down the crane, and they took it down the hill. And when they placed it in its new location, it began to crumble. They were terrified because there were many persons who were there that had come to that place to worship that Buddha, that sacred Buddha, for many years, for centuries. The government were very concerned because they thought the people would rebel, because they knew how important this statue is to the people, their culture. But as they begin to try to put it and to ensure that it was steady, they realized that something very strange. They began to see shimmers of gold. And they were bold enough, they made their attempt and they just get rid of all the other clay from gold. What happened is that for many centuries, those who built that statue of Buddha, they put it in clay so that nobody could steal the golden image of Buddha. And that was very unique. The point is that nobody was able to see the beauty of that image of that Buddha until the clay fell off. It crumbled. There are many of you today. You have great potential, unlimited potential. But you know what? You're hiding beneath the shadows. You need to do some adjustment. The clay needs to come off so that you can shine. I want to tell you that entrepreneurship has more to do with the individual than the business itself. I want to let you know that you are your greatest asset. All that you need to succeed is not outside of you, it is within you. But what you need to do is to harness that potential. And that is why it comes, many persons have heard the term gift or talent. Yes, your gift or your talent, it is your source of greatness. It is your source of wealth. Walk with me. Think of all the great persons in the world that have made a lasting impact on society and the world at large. I mean, the principal mentioned a few this morning. Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, you think about Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and all of these individuals. Let us bring it home. Think about Usain Bolt. None of these persons have never set out to be rich or to be popular. They had one thing. They had a gift. And what they did with that gift, they perfect that gift. They master that gift. And because of that gift that they have, they were able to become a person of success. There's a proverb that says that your gift will make room for you. It will bring you in the presence of kings. So what I mean, many of you are thinking about, what business should I start? But you have some passion, you have some interest. And if you spend time enough to explore some of those options, you will come up with something innovative and groundbreaking. Because guess what? Nobody inside here are alike. We are unique in our own way. We think differently, we do things differently. And as such, it's important that we harness the potential that we have inside of us. Right? So bear in mind, you are your greatest source of gift. You are potential. And potential means is not what happened before. It is what is to be. It is what is inside of you. It is resident. You just need to develop that talent, develop those skill sets, and put them into practice. Entrepreneurship. You see, for me, entrepreneurship is really more of a spirit. It is so, I think that all human beings to some extent are born with an entrepreneurial spirit. However, there are some persons that will develop their ideas or their skill sets and to make it into something viable. Entrepreneurship is the idea that we want to create something of value for others, right? We want to create something of what? Value for others. That's the whole idea. Because guess what? It's not about me or you. It's about creating value for other persons, right? It is also something that encapsulates or represents our own self-expression. That is what I mentioned before, your gift, your talent, your uniqueness. So entrepreneurship, to some extent, will reflect our self-expression, like me. I mean, from I was very young, I always liked agriculture. And I like animals and I like bird and I have a passion for science. So through beekeeping, I'm able to express these things. It's fun for me, right? I get 100 things for the day and it's like nothing for me, right? And I remember those days when I started beekeeping. I wouldn't use any gloves because I used to guess what? I have to tough it up. I have to get used to this thing and I wouldn't use any gloves. Until I met my girlfriend, my wife now. She said, no man, you're too much. These things of the bees will leave a lot of marks on my hand. But I didn't care. I was proud. She said, no, you have to put your hand in glove because it doesn't look good and all that. So today I wear gloves, right? I mean, but it's a means of expressing my own passion, my interest, right? I love these things and it makes me come alive. Yesterday I went to the farm because I was doing I did a graph queens, so I do selective breeding. So I borrow, something happened to my vehicle, so I borrowed my friend's car. So when I came back, she was asking me some questions at place at time. She's a doctor, she was asking me some questions. How did you do that? I was explaining to her and she said, oh, that's really some deep stuff. So I began to explain to her how the queen works and the different types of larvae and what I do in order to get certain results and how I do selective breeding. She said, oh, that's interesting. So what I'm saying is that it helps me to express myself. And to be honest, I mean, being a business advisor, I love business and I love idea and I love to help people. So what my main objective is not just to offer you an opportunity. I mean, you can apply for a grant, but to also inspire you to be the greatest version of yourself. Because I can tell you that mindset are doorways and gateways. What that means is that you see your mindset today, it will prevent you from achieving your greatest dream or potential. When I look back at the person that I was 10 years ago or 5 years ago, I said to myself, if I had a certain mindset, I would have done things differently. So I'm saying to you now, I want for you to get as much experience, to be able to look at life from different vantage points. When you have various perspectives and various viewpoints, you are better able to make decisions. I tell you also, invest in learning and redeveloping yourself, because guess what? Everything that we generate comes from here. So what you put in is what you get out. Develop yourself, because if you develop yourself, you'll be able to generate ideas. I read a book a couple years ago, Where Do Good Ideas Come From? And when I read that book, ideas stems from your environment or your culture, your friends, what you feast upon. That is how great ideas come. Ideas that can come about you just having coffee with a friend around a table, you playing a sport or doing some stuff. That is how ideas will come about, but you have to be open and to fill your mind with those things that will stimulate or generate ideas. Next, I want to talk to you briefly. So, somebody might ask the question about, are entrepreneurs born or are they made? You might even ask me the question, do you think anyone can be an entrepreneur? Anyone can be. And I've just related to you, it is more of a spirit. There are different persons here today. There are different stages, and I should also say, of entrepreneurial journey. And anyone can go through those stages. There are some persons who are good at finance, operations. Some persons are visionaries. And there are some persons who are doers. They just have the uncanny ability to just get things done. And guess what? There are different types of businesses that will suit those persons based on their unique skill set and their temperament. I want to pause for a minute. What is the theme for today? Can anybody remind me? What's the theme? Should I remind you, empowering tomorrow's entrepreneurs? All right, so I want to tell you a quick story. So many years ago, there was a dad. He went on a cruise with his family. And when the ship took off, they were way out in the ocean, maybe about an hour they were there. And while everybody was even looking at the land and waving until everything was out of sight, this little girl was standing on the deck beside him. And he said, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, I want to see." And you're not that because we are very mature, but I'm just using an example. She says, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, I want to see." I mean, she was very persistent, very persistent. Anyway, the father took her up, put her on his shoulder, and took her on my shoulder. And she was excited, and she was now looking at the ocean, and she expressed, she says, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, I can see farther than my eyes can look." You see, what that little girl said is vision. Thank you. You see, vision is ability to see farther than your eyes can look. It's the ability to see something and you plan and you create it. You envision it in your mind's eye and then you work to make it a reality. That is vision. So you might have some ideas. Others around you might say, "Oh, that's nonsense." You know what you should do? Just experiment on the idea. See how it works. Because guess what? Ideas don't work in the mind. They are tested in the marketplace. Have you ever heard somebody say, "Guess what? Nah, tell nobody my idea because then go thief it." If you got that idea in your head, it will stay there for 10 years, 20 years. Guess what? You need to test your idea in the marketplace. If it doesn't work, go to the next idea. Ideas are tested not in the mind, but in the marketplace. Because guess what? There are over 200,000 businesses registered in Jamaica, right? About 67% of them are in operation of company and stuff like that. There are about 6 million businesses, I think, in the UK. Over there, about 30 million in the US. Right, so guess what? You might come up with many ideas, but somebody else is doing that thing. So you have to figure out if what you have or what you want, if the customers need that. Because businesses only exist because, guess what? They are meeting the need of customers. They are alleviating a pain. They are solving a problem. So if what you have people don't want, that doesn't make any sense. Guess what? And innovation without commercialization doesn't make any sense. You can innovate something and say, "Wow, this is grown bacon," but guess what? How many persons are going to buy into that? That doesn't make any sense. But guess what? You have to test your idea. So if you have something that you like or you're passionate about, test it. And bear in mind that in your test, I want you to bear these two things in mind. Fail fast and fail cheap. Meaning, try to find the most cost-effective, economical way to test your idea without it costing you too much. Because you know what often paralyzes us? The fact that what if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm a fake? What if it doesn't work? The only way you're going to know is if you test your idea. So try to find a way to make your idea to test it at the cheapest cost as possible, right? And fail fast. Learn from your mistake. All of these great companies, these great entrepreneurs, you know what they did? They learn, man. Them fail forward. Them learn from their mistake, and they keep going again, and they perfect their craft. So, you might ask the question, which idea should I pursue? Test the ideas. You can't think about something as like a waiting list. You have friends on Instagram and all of these persons. Say to them, guess what? I have this idea or this product. I'm rolling out in the next 2-3 months. Would you be interested? Right? Describe it to them, tell them about it, and how it will benefit them. Get a response from them. See how many persons will respond. "Hey, I'm on the waiting list." Then you can roll that out. So when you're testing the market, you're not saying, "Oh, we're going to spend a lot of money, do the branding, do everything." But when you roll out the product, nobody wants it. But if you test it now, you will know definitively that, guess what? This is something that will solve a problem that will meet individual needs. Is somebody with me? Test your idea, test it, and see how it works. It is important that there's another thing I want to talk to you about, and that is A lot of persons say that somebody will steal their idea. 10 persons inside this room can be doing the very same thing. But there's this thing called vitality. When we drove, my coworker, Mr. McCleary, he's at the back, he's the business advisor for Region 5. We're very close friends, we're good together. When we came through the gate, Region 4, when we drove through the gate this morning, the security guard that greeted us, my coworker said, she's so polite and nice and bubbly, right? There was just something about her spirit. She is very lively. And I was just contemplating on the term on my way up, vitality. There are different persons that can run different businesses, right? But there's something unique about this individual, their spirit or their vibe. They can mobilize people just when they're in the working environment. It's just a different sense. The atmosphere is just different, right? Vitality is something that you carry with you. It's the spirit. So even though many persons are believing the very same thing, every individual carries a certain spirit. You understand? And that is what will drive people to go beyond and above for you. They'll buy into your idea, your vision, because guess what? They believe in you, they sense you, they believe in your spirit, your leadership. And they'll move mountains in assisting you in creating and enabling that dream to become a reality. And that is why you have to be very clear about where you want to go. You have to find yourself, your spot. You have to shine. So when you come into your own, you find out your gifting, you are working in your domain, guess what? People will naturally be attracted to you. Thousands come to the stadium just to watch you say, but nobody else can do the run. But when that guy goes on the track and when he kneels on him, he go race, there's something electric about him. The other day, Messi came here. Like the whole of Jamaica hope so. Right, guess what? He's their hero. There's something about that guy when he goes on the football field. I'm saying each of us, we have that. But guess what? We spend time looking at everybody else and don't realize what we have. I'm saying to you, you have it. I have that. When you're working in the area of your gifting, life is going to become so easy and seamless. You won't be so stressed out. Nobody can take your spot. No, people go bad, man. There are so many opportunities out there. Limitless opportunities. If one passes you today, there are many others. Position yourself that you can take advantage of this stuff. Enough of that. So, as the business advisor for Region 5, and more so, the entrepreneurship unit of our church based in Kingston, our unit have many different business advisors dispersed right across the island. And what we do as a unit is that we give out grants to budding entrepreneurs. And these grants can come in the form of supporting equipment. You don't get the cash in your hand, right, Mr. McCleary? But what we do, we give trainees equipment. But here's how the process works now. So you can have an idea, right? Or you have a current business. You will assess your idea, evaluate your idea, and we determine the viability of that idea. What you do now, you write a business plan, and the business plan is considered to be your application. Once you submit that business plan, you will submit it to the relevant persons. It will be assessed and evaluated. It goes through about 4 or 5 stages of evaluation. And then from there, you'll know whether or not you have been approved for the grant. Where do I come in the process? So what I do, after myself and Mr. McCleary, we evaluate your idea, what we do, we plan workshops. So there are some persons that have a business, it's a good business, but guess what? They don't have any system in place. There's no business plan. So we assist you from the ideation stage in assisting you to write a full and complete business plan. We do workshops from day 1 to day 0. You submit this business plan to me, and then I submit it. And in addition to that, after these trainees who have been successful in the application for the grant, what happens is that our just do a handholding process for 2 years to During the 2 years, you are stuck with either me or Mr. McClure or any other business advisor across the island. What happens in that stage, we plan a number of capacity building workshops. Because our aim is not to give money or to give grants to people, but for them to become the greatest version of themselves and for them to grow and blossom. So throughout those 2 years, we expose you to areas such as marketing, branding, bookkeeping, finance, pitching, various aspects. So we have presenters that come in, we have workshops, and we groom in those various areas so that you can actually optimize and fully have a fully functioning business. At the end of the 2 years, you should be mature enough to be able to manage on your own. Right. Somebody might ask, what are the requirements for this grant? So first and foremost, you have to be a hard training, right? If you have a skill set, maybe plumbing or in some other areas, you can be certified. What do they call that, Mr. McCleary? Assessment. So we'll come and assess you, right, so that you can be the system. But there are many of you here, you might, I think this might be a final year at school. You can enroll in a course at Archos of interest, do some skill or something. And if you have an idea, once you have that idea, you can always reach out to me and we will take it from there. But I can tell you though that the opportunity is very good. There are many trainees who maybe lost hope and they have a business and they have been struggling, and we have been able to work with them to help them move from stage 1 to stage 2, right? Until they are fully operational. One of the most inspiring stories that I had recently, about a year ago, was this young man in Manchester. When I interviewed him, and he said, "Oh, sir, I'm interested in the grant." I said that he's interested in welding and construction and stuff like that. So I asked him a number of hard questions because I wanted to see what was his wise reason behind applying for the grant. Because there are some persons, because the money is free, don't have to pay it back. They just want the money and then that's it. And when they get the money, they don't want to do anything. We don't want to either, right? One person who are serious about making an impact and changing your life and the life of other persons around you. That is what is our aim. So he said to me, "Sir," I said to him, "So what if they don't get the grant?" I said, "Sir, I have to find a way to make it work, because guess what? When you start NCU, sir, I'm going to struggle. We have no money. Pay for the classes, them, and I tell you, sir, we have to run taxi. And while I run taxi, sir, I listen to the class on the phone. The couldn't keep up, but I have to just stop." He said, "In the try construction, I'm going to work my brain, I'm going to do more things, sir, because guess what? No. We just want to make it." So I said, "Why do you do all of this?" He said, "Sir, you have a daughter, sir. Yeah, I know my daughter, I know. No, man, I have to make it, man. I have to do my best." I mean, and he told me a number of other stuff, and I realized that, yes, there was just something about him, his spirit, his vitality. Today, he's a successful applicant for the grant, and I'm very proud of him. Even recently, he was featured by Archos newsletter on some of the successful entrepreneurs and also incubatees. So lastly, there are some persons who apply for a grant from Archos. Archos have a program that we call the incubator program. So the incubator is really a space within various art institutions that what we do, those persons who are part of this incubator program, right, just like a young chick, you put them on an incubator for them to be warm and all of that until they're mature. We have something like that. So there are some persons that would have showed talents or showed that they have great potential. That they have this person, right? So those persons are given some preferential treatment. So what they are exposed to, like trade shows. They are the MSME road show at State the other day. They were able to come there, pick up their boots. All around the highland, they are given opportunities to go to different workshops, different space for them to showcase their products, and there are a number of other opportunities that they get. It's like a 24 hours, I would say, to some extent. Handholding they get because they call it at any time of night, and they get special treatment, right? The startup gets some special treatment too, but those persons get preferential treatment, right? But finally, I want to say to you, long time ago when I started business, a gentleman that operated a cleaning company, very big company of Jamaica and Westmoreland and other parts of the island. He said to me one day when I went to his shop, "I I was collecting some big buckets to put on him. He said to me, Steve, luck is opportunity that needs preparedness. Luck is opportunity that needs preparedness. Sometimes we say in life there are some persons just lucky, man. Of course, I believe that luck will exist. But more often than not, those persons will prepare themselves. They position themselves so that when opportunity arises, they are able to capitalize on it. You are all great persons. You possess unlimited potential. Remember, mindset are doorways and gateways. Remember, like that Buddhist statue, no one was able to see the beauty until all the clay fell off. You need to shed some companies, spend less time maybe watching too much TVs, learn a new skill, study harder, engage in your skill sets, and then you'll begin to shine. Bear in mind too that vitality is important, that people believe in you when they sense something in you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you, and I wish you all the best in your future. You can reach out to me or Mr. McCleary before we leave. You can have a talk, you can take your contact. If I registered on the back, Mr. McCleary has that. You can write your name, and we'll reach out to you. Thank you very much.
Mr. McKellop, I don't know if the business department and our entrepreneur students decided that they wanted you specifically here because of the fact that you give grants or loans. I went to Mr. McCleary when I heard you mention that because I wanted to know if it was real and not an election gimmicks, and it said yes, it is real. But one of the things that I wanted to ask though, because we have a partnership with Hartress NTA, and we wanted to find out if some of our students, some of our young entrepreneurs can capitalize on some of those grants, because startup is important in any business. And once you can get that Kickstarter, that push to springboard you into what your idea, your dream is, then it can help. So those of us who are here and have interest in starting our own business, Mr. McCullough is here, Mr. McCleary is down there. You can speak with either of them afterward, leave your contact information with them, and as he told us a while ago, they literally hold your hand as they navigate the world of business. Because as much as we think we know, sometimes the expert know much more than us. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. McCullough, I thank you, sir, for your presentation to us today. Thank you for journeying from as far as you did to be with us. And I can take away this from you. I can see further than my eyes can see. And that's vision. Yes, sir. Harnessing the gift and then perfecting the gifts given to all of us that we have within us. Those latent talents that we do have, and sometimes we don't even realize that we do have them. Wonderful day. Dr. Brown spoke about his landing page and how you make things attractive. So part of the theme that they have here is how you innovate, how you create, and then how you elevate. And when you innovate, you make changes. The things that may have been around for a while, but as you make these changes, you make them more attractive to attract the type of clientele that you want. And then Mr. McCullough spoke about creating things and just making things out of nothing or starting something new. Ladies and gentlemen, our final presentation will be done by Mr. Drummond, and I will not tell him what I found out about him early on. I wanted to say that please remember when you first came through the halls of Bethlehem, who the persons were that interviewed you and the lasting impact that you have had on their lives, and I hope they have had on yours as well. At this time, I'm going to call on one of my friends, Miss Rochelle Medley. She's the president of our Circle K Club here at Bethlehem Moravian College, and she will be introducing to us our final speaker for the day, Mr. Jermaine Drummond, who is also one of our beloved past students. Rochelle.
afternoon. Our third speaker this morning is Mr. Demain Drummond, a distinguished entrepreneur, legal professional, and author whose dynamic career reflects resilience, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to growth. Originally from Montego Bay, St. James, Mr. Drummond began his tertiary education right here at Bethlehem. Earning a diploma in business education, his pursuit of excellence led him to Monroe College in New York, where he completed a degree in accounting, and later to England, where he completed his law degree and barrister training. After gaining valuable experience in the legal field abroad, Mr. Drummond returned to Jamaica to pursue his entrepreneurial ambitions. He founded Beyond Five Beverages Co. Limited, which operates in Kingston. It involves manufacturing premium Blue Mountain iced coffee beverages, known for its creative fusion of traditional Jamaican ingredients, such as the coffee, carrot, ginger brew, coconut, vanilla, and chocolate. The brand has gained notable recognition. Most recently, Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Andrew Holness sampled Beyond Five's offering during the opening ceremony of Expo Jamaica 2025, signaling the company's growing national prominence. Beyond entrepreneurship, Mr. Drummond is also the author of Seeds Reserved Not Mine, a memoir that candidly explores his experiences overcoming financial hardship and social prejudice. Through powerful themes of perseverance, determination, and the life-changing impact of education, the book inspires readers to pursue their goals in the face of adversity. Mr. Drummond's multifaceted background offers a rich perspective on personal and professional development. His journey is a testament of power of hard work, focus, and resilience. We are honored to welcome Mr. Drummond this afternoon. His presence serves as a powerful reminder that with determination and purpose, success is within reach. Please help me welcome Mr. Drummond.
Good morning, everyone, or afternoon. Afternoon. Thanks very much for the invitation. I actually have a speech here, but I will not be reading from it any at all. I just want about 10 minutes of your time. Dr. Peter, you can keep it that, please. Because I realize it's lunchtime and all of that, so I'm just going to try to compact it as best as possible. Just a quick note regarding what the moderator said regarding who interviewed me. Both persons are actually sitting here today, Ms. Johnson and Mrs. Bryce. Yes, I remember. That was all the way back in 2001 when I actually started continuing education here to get my CXC subjects. Mr. Rodney taught me as well, and Ms. Black taught me as well. And I don't know if any one of you are students of theirs, but I was their favorite, and I think I'm still their favorite. So please, don't let them lie to you any at all. All right? I was their favorite, and I'm still their favorite. All right? Good. But just fast forward to today, where I've been asked to speak about entrepreneurship. I will just go back quickly to 2020 when I came back home to Jamaica. After I finished my schooling in England, I wanted to come back immediately. However, I was working and I wanted to get some money to come back and start business because I was saying to myself, with my qualification, I just think that it was just best to come back and put everything that I have in something that I wanted to do. What was that business? I don't know what it was. So I sat for days, and my wife would say, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because I've set a timeline that I'm going to go back like next year. And I started to send back my furniture, everything. So time was against me. I said, I need to find something. What is it? What is it? What is it? I thought, and I could not come up with anything at all. However, I do love coffee. I used to drink coffee 3-4 times per day. In fact, I won't call the brand name, I used to drink a particular brand every single day. So sometimes I didn't have the money to buy it. So I said to myself, you know what? I started to make my own version of what they were actually making. For example, the ice one that they have, I used to blend up my ice and make my own Blue Mountain coffee. So whenever anybody was coming up from Jamaica, I would say to them, please, get me some Blue Mountain coffee, medium roasted. You can either get it grounded or if you get the whole one, that's fine. So I kept on doing that, all just for myself. And then I said to myself, and I said to my wife, I am going to make ice coffee, Blue Mountain coffee. At the time when I thought about it, I thought about putting it in cans. So at the time, I didn't see anyone putting it in cans. So what I did, one of my friends that I met at law school, I spoke to her many, many times, and I said to her, this is the idea that I'm going to return to Jamaica, and I want to go now. Unfortunately, COVID stuck at me because I started to send back my stuff about 2016, 2019, because I know that I may not have the money to just send back everything in a container or whatever it is. So what I did, I called her over after I made a number of different samples. And again, anybody that was coming to Jamaica, I would give them money and I would ask them, get me some Blue Mountain coffee. Because at the time I knew that Blue Mountain is a premium coffee and we would regard it as the number one coffee in the world. Right. So anyways, by doing it and doing it, I asked her to come over. And when she came over, I said to her, look, this is what I have and I want you to test it. I think somebody mentioned about testing your idea. Yes, the gentleman mentioned about testing your idea. So this was my first time now of testing my idea with someone. And I said to her, look, I just want you to be 100% honest with me. Before you taste it, I don't know if you want to probably take something first, because it is milk-based. I said to her, I don't know if you want to take something first, or like our, and word for word, like I said to her, or like what our grandparents would say, I hope your constitution is strong. That's what I said to her. So she came over, and I tested it. She said, I mean, it is good. I just wanted to know that it was something that could have been consumed. So what I did, I started to get a market research immediately. I jumped on, it's not cheap, what's the one, Survey Monkey. So I had publics who were actually living here, and I said to them, they were unique. I said to them, look, I said to them, look, if you get me 20 individuals, I will give you like $10,000 so that they can actually. I did the questionnaires myself on Survey Monkey, and I would remit the money to them, and they would have people filling out the questionnaires. So what I did, I gathered the market research. During that time, I actually asked other people from Jamaica and background, come and sample this for me. Some of them would say, no, I don't have the time. I said, yes, you do. I would say to them, what time do you work? They said, okay, I work from 9 to 12, and then I get a break in the afternoon. I said, okay, no problem. Just come to my house, and I will pay 20 pounds. That's the money, 20 pounds like they have in the US. I said, I'll pay 20 pounds. So that's actually covering for your lunchtime to come, and they will come and they'll sample and they'll taste it. So I say that to say, as the first part of being innovative is that you have to try different ideas. Even when you don't have an idea, you have to try to think about something. Then the difficult part came, which was to actually think about how you're going to get it into a package. Like I said, I thought about the can. Good enough, I realized that a particular brand, I won't call the names, actually started to put in the big cans. And I called the Jamaican and said, you know that I'm onto something really and truly. Because I said, this big brand actually starting to put in the big cans. And they're saying, no, but that can't good because you're doing what you're doing. I'm saying, no, that is good because they're actually doing what I'm thinking. So at that time, I said, yes, I have the formula. This is what I'm going to do. Fast forward, COVID came. Come probably 4 or 5 times. I had to rebook, and then I landed in Jamaica. Registered the company at the turn of the year because I came in December. So what we have now, went to the Scientific Research Council because I had called them from before, and I'm happy that they actually gave me some incorrect information. Because when I told them my idea, what I wanted to do, and who I wanted to put it in the cans, they said, no problem, they could. Unfortunately, they could not. Because of the machine that they have, they can't put it in cans. So what we did, after innovating, what's the other one? Creating or innovating? What's the other one? Innovating, created, right. So we wanted to create the package that it was to be in now. So unfortunately, they could not do that, but that didn't stop us. So they recommended to me to put it in bottles. That wasn't my idea, but yes, I went with it. So what I'm left with now, I have two ideas that are actually opportunities. One in bottles, and as soon as I get a machine from China, which I've actually ordered already, we're going to have it also in cans. Now, looking back, or even looking at what is happening today, I'll just speak on even the expo that went just this past weekend. It was phenomenal. When you see supermarkets that actually refused it before, and when individuals, customers from their supermarkets come and sample. And it's one thing I like with these uptown people. They don't care. They say, why is this not in my supermarket? I'm like, go and tell them to bring it. Go and tell them to carry it. You purchase it now, they said, yes. Take a picture and you can, when you go back the next time, they say, no. We are going to message them now. And they messaged them on the Saturday, and the Sunday, about 4 or 5 of them were in the booth sampling. Funny enough, they gave some nonsense story as to why they don't want to carry it, but as real entrepreneurs, you just let that be aside, you don't challenge them on it, and all you want to do now is just put it here. When you see people come from Antigua, the United States, like in America, and asking for this product to be exported here, it speaks testament. It speaks of volume. So what do we have? I heard somebody over there mentioned about when they wanted some innovation at their school. She said to bring KFC. Well, how about bringing our own Jamaican chicken into the school then? Our own version of fried chicken into the school. That is how we have to think. We have to remember, Dr. Keatam spoke about AI and content creating and all of that. That is good when you do that, but remember that we are always using somebody else's platform. So the best thing that we can do is come with something that is very organic, and then we use their platform to take it to another level. All right? So, coming back to Bethlehem here, it is my first time being back here since 2005. And all the time, classmates have asked me, are you going to return? You know that you're on a lot of lectures, we're friends and all of that. I said, no, I'm waiting on a particular invitation to go to Bethlehem and to speak. You remember I told you Miss Black and Miss Jones when I met up with you guys, right? And obviously, they invited me to come here. And I hope next year you guys invite me again, because I'll feel jealous if I'm not invited every year. Because I hope this is a yearly thing as well too. So, my 2 cents to you guys here today is this. Whenever you are thinking about an idea, the less people that you tell it to that is not of like-mindedness, it is the best. So find like-minded people and share your idea with. Everything that I did, it is from the ground starting up. And you have got to be receptive. One of the mistakes that I made was that it took about 3 years for me to put it in the bottles, because all I wanted to do was to put it in the cans. In my mind, and these are the words that I use every time to describe the cans, I'm like, I want to put it in those sleek, sexy cans, so that it looks good and marketable. However, I should have listened, otherwise I would have had that drink on the market over 2 years, because each time I was insisting, no, we can do it this way, we can do it that way. So as entrepreneurs, apart from your idea being great, you have got to listen, and you have got to listen to reason. Otherwise, I would have had this drink on the market before, but because I was just still headstrong in my head to say it can work. However, because the Scientific Research Council in Kingston, they have a lot of antiquated machines, it would not work. So, I'm just going to make 3 commitments here to Bethlehem College Jamaica for all the future entrepreneurs, or if there's even just one, because I realize there are students from high schools around. I've never had anything like this when I was attending high school. I don't know about you. People were specifically invited to come and speak to you. Now, I will say this, and this is the only time now that I will read from here. 3 commitments that I'll make from Bethlehem is that I remember I was speaking to Ms. Johnson about Expo 2025, and she said that they wanted to attend, but whatever it is happening, it will happen. And I said to her that, you know what, I will use my influence, and I will actually do whatever it takes to get Bethlehem to the next Expo 2025. So whether it be transportation costs or tickets, then I'll sort that out. Because what happens is that just as the gentleman here said, is that when we think about people being, the colloquial term, bad man, what I've learned since doing business is that people are our own competitors. We are only competing for the same marketplace, but at the same time, we are not trying to knock others down. And I'll just give you a quick example. I think it was Sunday, Loop newspaper came to my booth to do an interview, and they interviewed me. And I held the girl's hand and I said, look, there's another booth that I want for you to do an interview with. In fact, before she interviewed me, I told her, look, you have to interview that booth. You have to go there and you have to interview them. The gentleman's a good friend of mine. He manufactures similar products to mine. He manufactures a coffee punch. He manufactures Jackass Khan coffee. He manufactures, I think, a gourmet jelly made from Blue Mountain coffee. And he also manufactures a syrup and another, and I think a tea bag as well, that's made from coffee. So that is the first thing, because it would be very good if you guys, whoever it is from the business department or whoever they work it out, can actually attend these things. It is a phenomenal and extraordinary event. You see everyone there that you see on television. You see all those business people there. You see every single product that you consume in your house. You see all of those big, huge companies here. And one thing that I've told myself, the more Beyond 5 beverages grow, it is the more that I believe that the rural area schools must be exposed to businesses. Because a lot of the times, all these businesses and owners, businesses and business owners, they only go into the corporate area schools. One, because it is convenient. However, whatever it is that my company will do to go into the primary schools, to go into the high schools, I'll do. The gentleman drove from Hanover today. Well, I came from Ocheres. So at the end of the day, whatever it is that we as business people that are from rural areas, for example, or like rural areas, we must do. The second commitment is that hopefully, whoever it is in the business department that I will liaise with, I will also provide a scholarship going forward, more than likely from the 2026 school year. Hopefully, it can be 2 students, but we'll work that details out. And I say that to say this, one second. And I say that to say this. I myself, it is scholarship that has actually funded most of what I've done. I vividly remember back in those days when Bethlehem, if it was school fee, I remember I was in Miss Black class, and she had a list. You remember Miss Black? And before it was the 40s Black, right? Yes. And before she came in the class, she called me outside, and she said to me, Damin, your name is on the list. But if and when I call your name, you must still always come back to my class, because I know that you're going to give me a 1 in account. I did deliver the one as well. You know what is funny? When she started calling the names, my name wasn't called as yet. So all those people actually just got up and left, even those names were not called, and I didn't leave. That is why up to today, Bethlehem is so close to me. When I started my teacher training, the Alumni Association in New York, they actually paid a lot of my school fee as well. Hard work and determination. The third and last commitment is that I saw a few people there eating, because they probably came from early and they probably didn't eat much. I saw 2 people actually were eating at the time. And I actually wrote that one down with my handbag. On the next day, on the next, what's this day? The next entrepreneurial day, the next, seminar and trade show, I will make sure that I liaise with whoever the organizers are, and I will provide the refreshments throughout the day so that when they come, they can have refreshments at the back that they don't have to be hiding and sneaking and be eating. Honestly. Yes. And if I can actually get even one corporate entity to come along at the next one, I will definitely do that. Because like I say, a lot of the times when we think about competition, we think about the colloquial term bad man. Being a part of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, we sit with these people that we see on television, we You sit with these people who are on boards, and you sit with these people who are owners of these big, huge companies, and the only thing that they give to you is encouragement. So finally, you all have an opportunity to pursue something. What that thing is, I don't know. Like I said, the only idea that came to me was to manufacture cold, low-mountain coffee drinks in plants. That was the only idea for me. And I thought about, and I kept on thinking. You guys can type in the computer, guys can type in that thing on the mobile phones, the tablets. You can even search what types of ideas that I can use to become an entrepreneur. Now, last thing that I would say, statistics shows that 70% of small business that start up only last for 2 years. And half of that 70% will last for 5 years. And only a quarter of that will last for 15 years. That's from the Harvard Business School Professor William Shala. Now, what does that say? It is difficult work. It is hard work. I remember after coming from the expo, I think it was Monday, Ms. Johnson contacted me and said that I must be resting. No, there was no resting to be done. We just have to keep going. Because even today when I was driving down with one of my cousins, and she said, are they covering anything for you? Will they give you anything? I'm saying, no, these are not things that you do, that colleges will do. These are things that you, as that person who has made it, you just do it to give back. And you have, when you're going back, you have to go back with something to give back. So at the end of the day, like I said, these are my 3 commitments. I don't know if anybody has written it down, but you can hold me to that. And like I said, I'm happy that you guys have invited me back because I've been waiting, Miss Black, Miss Johnson, Mrs. Price, for all these years to be invited to come back, to actually speak, not just to come and visit, just the lecturers or anybody. So thanks very much again. And pursue your dreams. I encourage you.
I'm literally lost for words, Mr. Drummond, and I'm lost for words because of the commitment that you have just made to your institution, and you are a part of Bethlehem, and I am certain that Bethlehem didn't play a role in molding you into the individual or what I consider to be the successful businessman that you are now. To have started such a company, then you would not be standing here making a commitment to us about giving back to your noble institution. I'm touched by what you just said and what you just did a while ago. And I'm certain that the lecturers who you have identified by name, I told you earlier on that I spoke to them before I came up here, and they told me, they reminded me about when you came here for interview. And since then they have adopted you. And then you mentioned Miss Black. Ladies, and all of us present here today, this is why we do what we do. We don't do it because we are paid $1 million per month. Teachers are never paid enough money for the job that they do. But when you can change a life that is going to impact thousands of lives in our country, that is where the real impact of your commitment to change in the lives of our students is. And I want to encourage you as you sit there to continue to do what you are doing. And the head of the business department is also here as well. Mr. Rodney, please make certain that you document what was just the commitment and the offer that was just made to our institution now. Because I am certain that the students who are here and those that are to come will benefit greatly from what Mr. Drummond has offered to us as an institution. A matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed that our presenters have been creating an impact by just coming here and telling us what they have to offer to us. And we are going to make certain that whatever the Heart Trust NT has to offer to us, we are going to take you up on that, sir. Don't ever think that we are not going to be at you. We want those grants. We have the MOU that have been signed and executed already, and we are coming back to you. And I'm certain that we'll be in touch with Mr. Drummond to see how much he can offer to the business department and Bethlehem Moravian College by extension. I am touched, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so happy that I am a part of what is taking place here right now. Two things are going to take place now as we seek to wrap up this portion of our program. Miss Lorian Gray is going to come and do a vote of thanks, and then after that, some presentations are going to be made to our presenters who have been with us from this morning. And then we will go into a very special section of this program before we start viewing the products and the displays that are downstairs for us. So at this time, I call on Miss Lorian Gray to do our vote of thanks.
Good day, everyone. On behalf of the 4BSA marketing students, I would like to express sincere thanks to everyone who made today's seminar and trade show a success. To our principal in his absence, honorees, guest speakers, and visiting students, thank you for your presence and support. Your contributions have truly enriched this experience. Special thanks to the business department for their guidance, and to our fellow students for showing up and engaging with us. We are grateful for this opportunity to learn, grow, and share with all of you today. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Lorian, for that. Students or visitors, don't worry about lunch. Bethlehem Moravian College is going to take care of you. So as soon as we are finished this part, some of our hostesses will guide you to our dining area, and we are going to make certain that you are well fed. See, part of what we want to do is to make sure you come back here as students at Bethlehem Moravian College as soon. So we are going to feed you, and after we feed you, then you're going to make the decision to come back, yes, to join us here as Bethlehem Moravian College students. I'm going to ask representative from the group that is putting on our expo for us today, the 4BSA students. And Ms. Black, I'd like for you to join us up here as well. Dr. Brown, I'd like for you to stand. Yes, ma'am. Even though you're a past student, proud alumni of our noble institution, and what I consider to be one of my persons who always does great presentations for us, can you make your way to the front for us, please? On behalf of Bethlehem.
On behalf of the Bethlehem Business Department, I would like to appreciation for your responsive AI implementation. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. And now, Damien, if I may call you, so I'm not Mr. Drummond today. There was a little bit of quarreling at the back that you don't know about. There were 3 persons who were claiming you. Yeah, well, yes. And then at the end, one of them out-muscled the others, as she should. Yeah, she said she's responsible for you. You are hers, and she's claiming you. Then you go to the front for me, please, sir.
This is indeed a pleasure. Damien is my first son at Bethlehem. I've had many every year. I've been here for 23 years. He's my first son, and others will get all the awards and awards that you do, but Damien is the first, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Damien. You have done a lot for yourself. You have matured. You are a responsible individual, and thank you for coming today.
This is just amazing. This is just simply amazing. Yes. And then Mr. Hartrus himself, Mr. McCallum. Yes. And I'm going to remind you again about those grants that you are going to give to us. I'd like for you to make your Yes, we will. We will. Okay, sir.
Good afternoon
department, we'd like to thank you for coming and sharing.
Wonderful. At this point, I, so Rocher, again, president of the Circle K Club. Yes.
Sir, I'm a friend only today, but come here. After today, we're not again, but come here. Sir, come now. Okay, Mr. Malcolm, on behalf of the business department, I want to say thank you for being here today. Thank you for being an amazing chairperson. And you're only my friend for today because that's what you told me.
Oh my God. Can I look in the back? No, I'll save that until later. But I do thank you. Thank you very much, students. There are just some persons that I can't say no to at Bethlehem. And when I was approached by members of the business department led by Mr. Rodney and Ms. Johnson, I couldn't say no. I don't know if some of you know that most of our staff are away today for research workshop somewhere on the other side of the island, the North Coast that everybody wants to go to. And I was given the offer 4 different times to be a part of that 3-day stay over at an all-inclusive hotel. Yes, honestly. And I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. Yes, the entire administrative staff wanted me to be a part of it. And I said, no, I'm staying here because I think that this is more important. When we can touch our students' lives in this way, nothing else can come above this. And I am just happy to be a part of this. So thank you. And I'm going to now call on Mr. Rodney, the captain of the ship, chief instigator. I can call him a friend who is going to take us through this very special part of the afternoon's proceeding. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rodney is Dean for the Faculty of Natural and Applied Sciences. He's also the head of the business department and the person who I consider to be one of the chief conceptualizers. And I also know that he's very brilliant. I met him in 2007 when I came to Bethlehem in this very room doing a presentation, and I said to myself, what a man bright. Yes, and I think he still is. So at this point, just bear with us for another few minutes as Mr. Rodney takes us through this part of our afternoon's activities.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm. Thank you, members of the head table. And I want to say a special thanks to our high school students. You're very diligent. I know we pass the lunchtime, and you know, it's not easy to focus for more than 2 hours. Thank you again for coming, and thanks to the teachers in the school for, you know, encouraging your students to be with us today. We talk about entrepreneur, and our presenters, you know, present to you about attributes of good entrepreneur, what you need to do. Some of our past students had ventured into this area. They have become entrepreneurs. And we thought that the best example to show to our students are a person who actually lived what we have been talking about today. And the business department want to use this opportunity to recognize 4 of our past students who have started business and have been doing very well. They are examples and we want to document it, and we ask them, can we display this on our social media website so that you can be of inspiration to other persons? We know that the turnout today may not be as great as Mr. Malcolm has indicated, that a number of lecturers and students are in Trelawney, Mr. Malcolm, at Research Day, and therefore want to stream it to make sure that there is some evidence, there's permanent documentation of this. So we are using this occasion. Mr. Malcolm, you have to deputize the principal because he was the person to recognize 4 of our past students with a plaque in recognition of their entrepreneurial venture. So we want to start with Dr. Perrine Tatum Brown. She's a consultant, she's a teacher, lecturer. And Mr. Malcolm, could you take the honor of present this to Dr. Are we getting the pictures? Rocher, come and take the pictures. Our second honoree is Dacia Genius. She is and student, my discouragement is not, there's not sufficient student here. She's a teacher, she's a business person, and she's making a significant contribution to the education sector by starting a school in St. Elizabeth, Santa Cruz, catering to students from grade 7 to whatever age, teaching maths, POB, accounts, number of subjects, right? She employs people, she contributing to people's livelihood by paying a salary at the end of each month. This year, I'm very proud of you. She was one of my students too. Our next honoree is Sean, right? Sean, I met Sean through another, I know Sean from Bethlehem, but when I was looking for somebody to counter fabrication. So another person who is a business person, and if we can make him know that we honor Sean, because he's going to say, Mr. Rodner, you never recognize me. Teran is my very good friend. And since then I've been doing business with Sean. Sean is a professional. He's an ethical man. When you say that, Mr. Rodney, you can get it that time you're going to get it. Sean, I have recommended a number of persons to Sean, and everybody come back with commentation. One day I was in Miss Blythe's office, and she said, I wanted that headstone to my finger. And I said, Sean is the person. And since then, she has been speaking glowingly about Sean. Continue to be the business person you are, and I just hope that the business will go from strength to strength. And we'll be always recognizing and representing you, and we'll do our best to spread the word about Granite Concept. So remember that word, Granite Concept in Mandeville. Anything that you need about granite, headstone, and I saw you doing a new thing, promoting this granite for grave, big thing. Right, so that's where Sean is. Thanks again, Sean, and congratulations. Mr. Malcolm, although you represent the principal, I'm going to ask Ms. Johnson to do this one. So we, huh? Yeah. want Ms. Johnson to be the presenter for Damin. Damin, when I was doing, because Ms. Johnson asked Damin for information about his business for us to do the introduction. And it was not forthcoming because I know you're very, very busy. And I started to do the research and found the book. And, you know, you're an inspiration in many, many ways and more. And we can't say thanks enough to you. Your presence here is more than just words. Your presence here is an inspiration to our students, our potential students sitting there in different uniform, and our current students. I'm pronouncing God blessing on you, and may you strive from strength to strength. So this is a token just to say we are proud of you, Bethlehem, and the business department in particular. Where's Mr. John? Come, take this. We really very, very proud of you, sir. And may you use this token in remembrance of us. Thanks. So we'll have a brief response later. Brief. At behalf of the token. And then Sean will want to say.
Just a quick one, you know, I have a lot of plaques and certificates, and none is hung up in my house, to be honest. I'll tell you something, this one will be there. And a story that can't leave me and Miss Johnson. After I finished our Bethlehem in 2005, I remember I borrowed her economics book because I didn't have books. You remember Miss Johnson? I returned it at her home in Santa Cruz. And she said, "Tell me what you're going to be doing." I'm saying, "I'm putting out applications because, you know, I've been struggling a lot, so I just want to have some money now that I can spend on myself." And she said, "No, man, you're not applying to Monroe College." I said, "Remember they had to come at the campus and while they were offering scholarships and all of that?" I said, "It didn't make any sense." She said, "No. Write down the website at the time," and she said, "Go and apply." And I applied. I did apply for the scholarships. Got the scholarship. They actually offered it to me. So that is how I ended up at Monroe College and I got my degree in accounting. So again, thanks very much. And Ms. Bryce, one love. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Damien. All right, so Mr. Rodney said brief, but I'm going to be brief. Just want to start out by saying how truly humbled I am. On behalf of the honorees, on behalf of everyone here who received those tokens, I just want to say a big thank you to Bethlehem. I am touched. The Bible says in Proverbs 19, verse 21, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." And so whatever it is as entrepreneurs that we, you know, as you venture out, remember that you have to put God first. On behalf of everyone again, just want to say a big thank you to Bethlehem, the business department, for this very kind gesture, and it will serve as inspiration for us as we move forward.
Thank you, Doc. At this time, Lishay, this is our time again, Lishay. There is a business club that Lishay is going to tell us about now and do the official launch of this business club. And then after that, we are going to be, well, shortly after we'll be dismissing. So at this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Gordon to take us through, she's going over there, take us through the PSCs. Students who are our visitors here today, please remember that lunch is on us. We are going to take very good care of you as soon as we have wrapped up here. And then there are a number of different displays that are downstairs. We want you to go and view the exhibitions that are there because you may learn something, you may want to purchase something, you may want to find out how something is made, and just satisfy your taste buds and your curiosity. I'm so happy, and if I may too, I'm so happy that I was a part of this great day. And I hope that it is documented so that others who will come after will get to learn from what you have done here today. So at this time, Ms. Gordon is going to take over.
Hello again, everyone. Now I'm going to talk fully. So one of the problems that I realized here at Bethlehem is that students are not taking action. They have ideas, but they just don't know how to I want to start a business. How are you going to do it? They don't have the resources. They don't know what to do, how to go about it. Because in Jamaica, I've realized that getting access to these type of information is very hard if you don't have links. So I've decided, why not have a business club? Mr. Rodney, he's guiding me through it. We already had one, but we're going to be relaunching it. So I'd first like to welcome all of you first to the official launch of the Bethlehem Moravian Business Club. So this is just what we're going to be talking about. So who are we, our objectives, what's in it for you, what's next, and how to get involved. So who are we? So the Bethlehem Moravian Business Club is a student-led club for aspiring entrepreneurs, marketers, and creators. So any ideas, it doesn't matter how big, how small, if you have an idea, it can be turned into an opportunity. And that's what we want to see. Because everyone needs to have multiple streams of income. Not just one, because if not business, why not? Next, we want to stay by opening to all students to collaborate. Not just for the business department, but for everyone here at Bethlehem. No matter your program, you can have a business idea. Next, we're going to be designing to spark innovation and real-world skills. Because leaving school, you may not know how to file your taxes. We want to be a part of that. Next is our objectives. We're looking to promote entrepreneurship and financial literacy. As I've mentioned before, learning how to file your taxes, learning how to set up investments, and why it's important. Next, we're going to look at supporting student-led business ideas. This is critically important because, as I've said, everyone has a business idea, no matter how small. We're going to be looking at how can you create that? How can you take the next step? We're going to be hosting workshops, networking events, and competitions, such as this one right here. This is networking. You may not know it, but you're actually networking with everyone in this room. You don't know who can be your next customer. We're also going to be developing leadership creativity and real-world skills. As Ms. Tatum Brown has mentioned before, AI. How can AI help us in our business today? So why join? Critical. You're going to get the skills you need that you won't get in the classroom because they're not going to teach you all these things. Next, you're going to have exclusive events and mentorship. We, a part of the business club, are going to ensure that we have connections with everyone outside of Bethlehem, inside of Bethlehem too, who can talk to us and give us insight on what is happening. We have our professionals right here, and we can ask them questions. So we are ensuring that we have the links to help you take it to the next level. We also want to support the ideas for your business club. So if you have an idea, if you're saying, oh, I'm interested in making posters, but you're not sure how to do it, or you don't think it's worth it, trust me, every idea can be turned into something. And then we're going to help you to build your portfolio, resume, and confidence. One of the things that we have problem with, even in my group, is to do presentations. It's hard, people get nervous, people feel like, oh, I'm going to have to read off the phone, they don't know how to be original. With the business club, we're building professionals, enabling them to have the confidence to be able to talk freely and not just, what to do next. So this is what we are planning to do is business club. So this would be the end of my presentation, and I look forward to seeing all of the potential Bethlehemites here as a part of the club. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gordon. Before I close and give our vote of thanks, Mr. Holness, Sean, so you want us to speak or say something to us before we close. So at this time, everything granite, right? Where in Mandeville are you located?
So I'm on Caledona Road. You guys are familiar with Caledona Road? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just before you turn on to the All right. I won't be long. I just wanted to join my fellow colleague here. Ms. Black, what's the current school fee for the year on average? All right. All right. So for the 2026 school year, I also want to add 2 persons scholarship. All right. Yeah, man. I felt, based on what he said, I really felt compelled to do something, so that's my little contribution. All right. Thank you very much.
God is truly amazing. God is truly amazing. God is truly amazing. My God is truly amazing. Mr. Holness, Mr. Drummond, word cannot express how thankful we are for your immensely kind gesture of ensuring that you help to change the lives of some of our students here at Bethlehem Moravian College. One of the things that you probably don't even realize yet is that you are going to be breaking a cycle of poverty that may exist among a family. Move a generational curse and create wealth. You are paying it forward for our students, and as Dr. Brown said, God bless you immensely. And we hope that your businesses will continue to grow from strength to strength as you give back to this place that has helped change the lives of so many persons in our society. When you change the life of one person in one family, in one community, you may not understand until later on the domino effect that will have on an entire generation. Gentlemen, we thank you wholeheartedly for your gesture, and we are going to take you up on it. Mr. Rodney is here, and other members of the department is here, and we are going to capitalize on those offers that you have made to us. What more could we ask for, ladies and gentlemen? I am so happy and so proud as a Bethlehem alumni to be a part of what is taking place here today. And for our prospective students, because I'm speaking it into being, this is what defines Bethlehem Moravian College. Our care is for the future. And this is how we care for your future. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Presenters and honorees who are going to be taken care of by the HTM department. You might remember that when you were here, the ladies and gentlemen are waiting for you down there. Our invited guests, our students, our hostesses, that's some of our students are going to be taking you to our dining area to make Lori stand up so that they can see you. She is going to guide you to that area so that you will be well fed and well taken care of today. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, today, has been an auspicious occasion that I'm very proud to be a part of. And I thank you from wherever you are traveling from. Teachers that have accompanied our students here, we thank you for coming with them. We thank you that you can come back to your old school. Yes, some of you, and you can take words back to your principals to tell them that enough things are going to Bethlehem same way, and we are only going to get bigger and better next year. We thank you very much, and we hope for you to have a safe journey back to your schools and back to your homes. And it was just amazing to have this opportunity to share with you today. Thank you for your patience. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Go downstairs and view our exhibit. Sample everything that you see down there. Mikasa Sukasa, our home is your home today. So enjoy yourselves and thank you very much for coming, everyone.